Hello everyone! Today's video I'm going to be looking at Far Harbor's mission, Best Left Forgotten. I'll show you a playthrough on how to solve each puzzle and try to explain to you what to do. You might be fooled into thinking that it's a simple case of finding the power supply, killing this tough robot, and surviving the explosion. But once you've reached the computer, you soon find out you have 5 puzzles to complete. Some people may be feeling that yes, this is definitely a mission best left forgotten. Once inside, you'll notice some blocks which highlight green. There's also a building menu with code blocks for building, a decoder relay, and turrets. Okay, let's start by collecting the blocks to the left side. There's these wee green sprites here. And what you have to do is you have to lead them from the starting pillar over to the end pillar, that yellow one over there. And you have to get rid of the obstacles on the way. Okay, so we'll start by using the blocks we collected to kind of fill in the holes so the little sprites can cross. So collect more of these blocks. You can see this beam ahead. Coming from there is being blocked by this block over here, so we're going to remove that so it can get past and penetrate that other kind of block there. So now this red stuff disappears and we can progress. So I'm gonna build again so the wee guys can go through. You'll notice these things here, the enemies. I'm gonna place a few turrets here to save time on the way back. So I'm going to collect these blocks again. Okay, you can see that's facing the wrong way to penetrate it. So I'm going to lift this block up. You can see this green arrow on it. That dictates which way the beam should go. So you want to try and line it up as best you can. It can be a bit fiddly at times. Okay, so building blocks again for the wee sprites. And we've got the defense turrets, so you just want to place them where you see those enemies. And they should attack them. They tend to spawn in places that you already see them in when you're making your journey there, so you can just concentrate on putting the turrets in those places. You can keep an eye on the sprites to make sure that they're getting back okay. Sometimes they do get stuck, but don't worry about this because they go backwards and forwards, so if one gets stuck, like that one over there looks like it's stuck, another one will come back round. It'll just take a little bit more time. So it's stuck on 80% at the moment because of that other one being stuck, so I just have to wait for them to go back and collect it. See, that one's stuck. And finally when the others get there, it frees itself. Once you finish collecting the data and the sprites have done their job, the portal will then turn blue and you can go through it to progress to the next level. Okay, so we're on to the second puzzle. Okay, so you want to collect these blocks here. And the ones up in the middle. Okay, so this is the kind of square that we need to aim for. And we've got these holes that we need to pass the beam through, it seems. Okay, so we go back to the start and we jump down here. We'll see there's a beam being blocked here, so I removed that block and it'll travel up these green squares and then come out there. Okay, so let's head back. Okay, so we need to get in there again, so let's put one of the relay squares on top of here and make sure it's facing towards that open area. Okay. And now the red area has gone, so we can progress. Okay, so we collect these squares again, these cubes. So I'm using the building blocks to build up to the relay height, and then I'm going to use the relay box to transmit the beam over there to dissolve the red wall. Let's put some turrets here for the enemies. And where else should we have one? Just here will do. I forgot about these, so just make sure I have them so my little guys don't get killed. Okay, so let's get some building blocks in here. Add some more turrets as well. Oops. Need to move that and put it where it's meant to be. Some more turrets. Okay, so the sprite should have access to this yellow pillar. So I just need to wait for them to do their thing.
Intrusion detected. Countermeasures initiated. Intrusive program detected.
So this one's a little bit of a far run for the sprite, so just make sure that you've got all the defense areas covered and that they're going to be able to make the journey back safely.
Sentry has detected active intrusive program.
First data block recovered. Good. Just keep doing what you're doing.
So you just wait for them all to return and then go through the portal again, you get the idea. Okay, we're on to puzzle 3. When you zone in, you'll notice these blocks that are blocking the beam, so we just want to remove them. Okay, so I'm gonna lay some of the blocks for the little sprites to get past. Okay, so you see there's a block here and there's red here. And we want to go up to get to that ledge there, so I'm gonna use some building blocks. Okay, so let's go through and collect these blocks here. Now I'm gonna jump down and I'm gonna put some building blocks up. So that one's 3 high, so we want this at the 3rd level. Make sure it's facing the right way. And there the red walls disappeared. I'm gonna collect all of these now. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some turrets out. Okay, so we want to move this along 2 squares. So we can just move it straight like that. And it should stay in the same direction. And now it'll point and it'll go up the green thing and then it gets directed back to dissolve the red wall. So I'm just filling in the spaces here for the sprites.
Intrusive program detected.
Okay, the turret should deal with that. Okay, so now we're going to jump up here. Okay, so we just want to go along the wall and careful not to fall down any of the holes. Although if you do fall down the hole, it doesn't matter, you just get sent back to the start. You don't have to restart, everything's saved. It's just more the hassle. So I'm gonna build these blocks up to direct the beam towards that gate, the red barrier. Now that's disappeared. I'm gonna drop down slowly, and this is a little rough. I'll try and so as you can see, I've fallen. It just asked me if I want to exit the simulation. I say no, so I just continue and run back to where I was so I can build the path for the sprites. So it's quite friendly that some games you'd have to restart all over. It can be quite frustrating, but you save all your progress here. Okay, let's add some turrets.
Beginning attrition of intrusive program. Data breach detected. Initiating anti-intrusion countermeasures. Intrusive program detected. Warning. Data breach detected. Intrusion countermeasures initiated. Beginning attrition of intrusive program.
First data block recovered. Good. Just keep doing what you're doing.
And we're on to puzzle 4. When you zone in, you'll notice there's a lot of red and there's a beam. We're gonna go off to the right to collect some blocks. Okay, so I'm gonna start by building to the left here. So let's try and get that in. Building 3 high. And then I'm going to use the relay block, and I'm wanting that to face towards me here. So it hits that panel, and I'm going to collect these. Now when you come out of here, there's another one of those panels that you have to hit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that down one block and turn it around so it points to the left, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to build some cubes up here. So I'm going to put the relay in now to point it towards that panel, so open the red wall. Now I'm going to remove all of these blocks because I no longer need them. And I'm going to go along here and turn off to the right, and down here there's another one of these panels. So if I go to the left, this is the beam from the start, but it's at the bottom because I removed the blocks. So I'm going to build 2 blocks out, and then I'm going to put the relay block on top and aim the beam towards me. Nope. Just move it towards me. And then to match it up with the other panel, I'm going to build 1 block out, and then I'm going to use the relay to point it in the direction of the panel. Then it's going to be travelling up through that green line up towards the top. So let's jump back up to the top to see what we're doing here. Okay, so I'm going to put some turrets there because I see enemies, and I'm going to do my building blocks for the sprites. Add an extra turret there because there's quite a few enemies, and more building blocks. Okay, so another turret here, I think. Nope. Maybe a wee bit further along. So just building along. And let's put the turrets out now. That should be good.
Intrusive indexer detected.
So just wait on the sprites to collect their data and to make their way back.
Sentry initiating erasure of intrusive indexer.
First data block recovered. Good. Just keep doing what you're doing.
And we're on to puzzle 5, which is the last puzzle, and it's also the hardest one. Okay, so at first it may look a bit simple, but it's not. So just go around collecting the blocks at the start. Leave that one there because you'll be building anyway in that direction. Okay, so I'm going to start by building in this direction. Okay, and I'm going to collect all these code blocks from inside here. Just collecting them all. Also collected a relay there as well. And there's some on top you can collect. Okay. Oh, there's 2 more. Okay, so I'm going to build up to get it to go through the hole up here, so it can hit that. So building it up so it's 3 high. and then I'm pointing it to the left for it to go through and hit the red wall. Now I'm going to be building out here. Okay, so I'm gonna jump on the square here so I can reach all these cubes to collect them all. Now if we look in this direction here, we'll see there's a lot of cubes over there, so I'm building a bridge to go collect all those cubes. So there's so many cubes here. I wish they'd add a collect all function, or just for the surrounding area, because it does take its time collecting them all individually. Okay, so now I don't actually need this bridge anymore, so I'm going to collect all of these. So just need to be careful that I don't fall. I'd rather have too many blocks and run out and have to do funny maneuvers just to manage to get to the slots. So we're looking for that panel there to direct the beam, so I'm going to stack the cubes up. Oops, wrong place. Stack them up and get the relay and point it over there. And that red wall's gone, and I'm going to build another bridge. Okay, so we want to get this pointing over to the other side, so I'm just gonna stack these up. If you see that light colored cube, that's where I'm wanting to aim for. And you'll see why when I go over to that side. So just stack the cubes up, then point in that direction. You want to make sure it's hitting that light colored block. Yep, it is. So I'm gonna run back through here. You don't need to worry about taking these blocks up because you'll have more than enough blocks. And I am going to make a path over to this side now. Okay, so now we want to take these light coloured blocks away to allow the beam to pass through. Now that stopped there. I think I've missed one somewhere. Where have I missed it? Because it's not hitting that. Oh, I've done that one. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now the beam should go through there, and it'll go along that green line, and now it's going up there. So what we're gonna do now, I'll just grab these in case I need them, is we're going to build a bridge to the left here. And we'll collect that. And we're going to jump over here. And then we're going to go round and up here. Okay, so that's the panel that we have to aim for. So we're going to go up here, remove these light coloured blocks. And this bit's a bit fiddly to lay. So I'd suggest like using the scroll wheel for a little bit more precise control. It makes it a wee bit easier to maneuver it. And we're going to have the relay next to it, pointing to the right there. Now I can't get through that single one, so you jump up through the double space and you can see it's shooting that direction. So I'm just gonna build a bridge to collect that other cube. So I'll collect that. Just clearing these so it's easier to see. Okay, so we jump down, collect this block here, and then we're going to go back. Now we want to use that beam from there, so that's it there, it's going up in there. So let's go back to that area that we're in, and we're going to remove our blocks. Okay, so through the double hole, and we take the relay switch, and we're going to go down again till we get here. Now we're going to build a bridge again. So this time we want to go as far as the beam, and you build on the beam to begin with. So make sure you're covering that beam there. Let's see, it's going through. Now we're going to put one of the relays on top of that block there. Then we're going to remove the block underneath it so the beam can pass freely through it. Now we're going to go back, so we're going to go up here, and you can see the beam there, and we're going to jump down. So we're going to need to be careful about this because we could fall off. Not that it really matters, but still try. Okay, so that's the beam above us, and we're wanting to get it towards that right side. So I'm going to build some blocks on the far side here, and the relay I'm going to face that towards the right and get the beam sending in that direction. Now I'm going to build some blocks here to catch the beam again. And it should be at the right height now to penetrate that panel. Now all that's left is to add your defenses.
Sentry has detected active intrusive program.
This is quite a nice easy one because it's all really close. So I'm just removing those blocks there so my guys don't get stuck. Okay, so I'm gonna build some blocks to let the sprites past, and I'm gonna build some more turrets on the other side just to get those enemies there. All that effort just so the sprites can travel this short
Data breach
distance.
detected. Countermeasures initiated. Sentry beginning erasure.
Well, thanks for watching everybody, and I hope you found this useful. Good luck on your
First
ones
data
and have a
block
nice
recovered.
day.
Good. Just keep doing what you're doing.